Hey, this is Dr. Paul, and we're just finishing up with our chiropractic personal injury documentation seminar, and we're here with Dr. Brian. Now, you've had quite a bit of experience in personal injury, right?
Correct.
How many years practicing?
37 years already.
37 years.
Yeah.
And you've been to quite a few PI seminars?
Tons.
Okay. So prior to coming in here, if I would have said on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your knowledge base in personal injury, and you'd have said what?
I would have said an 8 or a 9.
Right, with all your experience, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you come in here, you come through our documentation, and now what would you say that your previous knowledge is compared to what you've learned now?
Well, I've been at the seminar, but I would say now it's maybe a 1, 2. I got a lot to learn.
Right, as opposed to what you really thought you know versus what you do know. Yeah. So now it's 1. In other words, you're learning a lot of stuff that you didn't know.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me ask you, what would you say the biggest takeaway was? If you had to name one thing, what was the biggest takeaway you learned from this seminar?
One, probably documentation. In other words, how to put the case together. That's really, really important for the patient, for the attorney, and for myself, for the office. And then probably the 3 phases of care, how to document that, show why we do what we do. Those are the big things.
Now, when we say documentation, can you break that down and be more specific as opposed to being general? Let me ask you specifically. So we talk about the top 5 financial driver categories. How comfortable do you feel now you can document those now?
Better. I got to memorize them, but I'm much better. I know how to do it.
And there was quite a few of those you were not even documenting. So out of those 5 categories, you were what, missing 3?
3, at least 3.
So, and again, we're talking about somebody who's, thought he was very knowledgeable, practicing 30 years. So you were only documenting 2 out of the 5. And then let's go to the how to defend the case with either the low impact injury defense or the pre-existing.
I would not have been able to do that prior to this.
So you haven't been doing that at all?
Very little.
Very little. Okay, so that's
as we learned, low ball.
So that's like 5. So that's 5 major categories again.
Yeah.
So these are all things you didn't even realize you didn't know, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then how about not only when you get the documentation, because now you've learned how to present it, which is the 6 steps to tell the story and build the case. How important was that for you to?
Major, especially for the patient and for going to an attorney.
Did that make sense? As we sequentially we just keep
you kept driving it. I still have to learn that, but you're still driving it really well.
Right. But can you see how you can have bad documentation, but if you present it that way, it helps? And if you have great documentation and you don't present it in that 6-step format, it'll hurt.
You lose there.
And of course, the best way you can see now is have all those categories of documentation and present it in those 6 steps.
It's got to be done that way.
Right. Does that kind of make sense?
Very much so.
What would you say to any chiropractors watching this that are considering doing personal injury or possibly coming to the seminar?
Well, you should get here. Get here quickly. That'd be the right way to do it.
And turn things around real fast.
Yeah, get things going. Even if you think you might want to do personal injury, you should be doing it right for the patient. That's the big thing.
Right. And then the last question is, how simple did I make it?
Very. I mean, he just keeps going over and over and over and over again. And then at the start, I'm going to be honest, it was a little confusing, but then you just kept pushing it together. You start with real wide, he gets a funnel until it gets right to the
And how clear is it now?
Pretty clear.
Pretty clear.
Yeah. I got some work to do, but my first time around, but it's really clear.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Get here. Hurry up and get here. All right.